Dimwitted at Dusk. Bottom text. Narrated by Jesse Levine. Good evening, everyone. This is your host, Jess, and Dimwitted at Dusk is back. And especially worse than ever. I have a whole plan of how I want to revamp it. And first things first, look at the new studio. This is an absolutely wonderful studio, including the ethereal space of which I kind of sit upon. You might be wondering where everything disappears to. I don't know. I can't really explain the dimensions of which I found myself in. But exactly. Anyways, so I decided that I wanted to keep the podcast going, and I wanted to find a way to have it be functional in a way that I like it. And this is what I found. So always finding people is a bit difficult, but I wanted to make sure that I didn't have it become very inconsistent. So what I had to do was basically, instead of always having a person here, if I can't usually get someone, I'm going to have something else go up instead, which is probably going to be some insane rambling that I come up with that sounds like a bunch of mumbo jumbo. But you know, the random humor, I like it, and I like things to be quite stupid and dumb. But to be said, we will still have guests at some point. It just depends on when, where, why, timing, blah, blah, blah. It's just a whole thing to be figured out. So there will still be guests and stuff, and we will still have really dumb and stupid topics. Not only that, of course, we gotta have the old man in the giant stack of chairs. Oh wait, we don't. We don't have the old man in the giant stack of chairs. Huh. But anyways, point being is, now the actual content that we're going to be breaking down. So guest stuff is still going to be insane, rambling, mumbo jumbo that you're used to seeing. But the other content is going to be, with me being solo, is going to be more kind of like a story time almost. So let me explain this in a way that will be very understandable, because I sometimes tend to not explain things well. The way I want the actual content to be is I come up with a very random topic. Like one topic I have is the Great Balloon War of 1957. And the whole idea is to explain essentially something completely nonsensical and kind of just go with it until I kind of break almost. I think it's almost like a laugh you lose kind of, except it's like continuing in the story until I don't find it funny anymore. Or something along a different line. Relative idea is there's going to be a nonsensical story and it will stop at some point. I'm going to figure out what I want, like the trigger for the story to be, is either how long I can go without laughing, run out of material, something like that. It is still going to be short, around 10, 20 minutes. We'll see. I don't usually want podcast episodes to last too long. I find myself not really watching through a lot of very long podcasts, and I find it very difficult to keep up with that. Because slotting out 2 hours, it's not like the hardest thing in the world. It's like I just have to prioritize certain things. Like, say, I'm working on something, and it's like, can I have a video up in the background? But would the video distract me when I'm meant to concentrate? Stuff like, that's kind of the idea. So it's still going to be quite short. Now, with these short topics that are still going to be had, that's including guest topics, are still going to be short, about 10, 20 minutes. What I want to do is also have viewer input. So I want to just put out random polls and say, here is the topic for next podcast. So even in interviews with other people, I'll still do this. I want to have random viewer inserts, comments, blah, 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 questions. And I think that would make it really fun, because there's probably some random mumbo jumbo that you can have in there that would be really funny. Like, say, like I said, the Great Balloon War of 1957. Make up something completely random, and it could be my father, Earl Banana, fought in the Great Balloon War of 1957 and was shot 67 times in the leg until they no longer had a leg. They still recount that story to this day. And I think that'd be funny to have something to be pulled up during the whole video. And honestly, I think stuff like that's pretty funny. I'm like, I think stuff like that would be pretty funny. I think viewer input would be. It's just good old fun. Like, I know it's not like reading comments or stuff like that, but I think if people want to make jokes, I think that's completely hilarious and is definitely something that would be really, really just fun to have. Now, that is about everything I have for the moment. That is essentially the idea for the revamped podcast. Otherwise, I have a very special announcement. Dimwitted Dusk has merch. Dimwitted Dusk. Dimwitted Dusk has merch. Dimwitted Dusk. Dimwitted Dusk has merch. Dimwitted Dusk. Dimwitted Dusk has merch. DuskHasMerch.com. Dimwitted. Wait, actually, I can't. I'll get the rhythm down at some point because I want to have a really dumb theme song from my fake website that sells Logan Paul merchandise. God, I've missed talking about really stupid stuff on not unfiltered, but just in a very continuous segment. In a short continuous segment. Well, anyway, I will see you all at some point. And yes, I know it's like I was trying to have like this weird kind of plot thing going on in the background. I don't know. I think schizophrenia is funnier than the other one I was trying to do. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with the schizophrenia.